Here's everything you need to do on the acquisition side in order to run a functioning medical practice business. This flowchart outlines everything that you need to do from A to Z in order to bring patients into your system, grow patient referrals, and ultimately grow revenue. So let's go ahead and dive into what this chart actually is and what all of these different pieces mean. So the kind of core component of your digital experience is your website. And your website has two main focuses. The first is the national brand website, which we're going to call the marketing website. And then the second is the location specific landing pages. The national brand website is everything from your homepage to your blog to your About Us, any other sort of ancillary information. It also consists of a conversion funnel. And then the location specific pages are where your, I guess, medical practice locations are, right? So this could be your, location in Washington, D.C., your location in Miami, blah, blah, blah. And if you run a, kind of medical practice that's typical to what we see, you're going to get just as much traffic, if not more traffic, to these location specific landing pages as you are your national brand website. And so it's really important to bring people to these location specific landing pages so that way they can go through or they can get to these location specific landing pages, and then they can go through the booking funnel, right? Whatever that looks like, right? Maybe that's a button where they fill out a form, maybe that's calling you, whatever, right? But essentially, your national brand website should act as a funnel to bring people to location specific landing pages. And so here is how you get people to these location specific landing pages. So the first way is through online advertising. This can be your Facebook ads, your Google ads, your Instagram ads. Essentially, you want to promote your brand at a national level, right? Build familiarity, share blog articles or, interesting thought leadership. You want to kind of run ads across, every platform. And if it's not location specific or, very conversion focused, bring them to your national brand website, bring them to your homepage or your blog article or whatever have you. And just make sure that in that blog article, that homepage, they can easily find a location finder to get to these location pages. You also want to run Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, ads across all platforms to your location specific landing pages, right? So if you have 30 locations, in these ad platforms, you should have 30 campaigns, each of these bringing people directly to your location specific landing pages. The platform that I see most medical practices using is most certainly Google, right? Somebody's typing in foot doctor, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You want to have a Google ad in place that brings people to your location specific landing page. You would not want to have an ad that brings people to your national brand website because there would be drop off in bringing people to your national brand website where then they have to find the location and get to the location specific landing pages. That's a lot of steps. So instead, you can shortcut it by running ads that just bring people directly to your location specific landing pages. Another thing that you want to be doing is creating social media educational content. This can be a variety of things. It can be, how to treat XYZ. It can be, what to expect when you come into the office. It can be, a day in the life of the doctor, right? But having a good social media presence with engaging content that people actually like and follow will bring more people to your brand. And the best part is that you don't have to pay for this content to be seen by people. The algorithm will just pick it up automatically and, bring people to your brand and build familiarity, right? If you do a good enough job of this, you can have people seek out your brand so much so that they will fly into a location specific, or I guess if you do this well enough, you will have people who would be willing to fly to just be able to go to one of your specific locations. I guess a great example of this is plastic surgeons, right? Plastic surgeons are generally very good at social media, and people will see the types of treatments that certain plastic surgeons perform. and they will leave, their hometown in Kansas City to go to Miami to get this specific surgery, right? So if you do a good enough job here, you can get a lot of free brand recognition and bring people to, your national brand website who then can find your location specific landing page and book, right? Getting into the location specific landing page, there's kind of certain things that you need to have in place. One of them is you need to have your NAP data, which stands for name, address, and phone. So that way people can easily see where you are, can click to find you, easy to just get in touch with you, right? And you need to make sure that data is also in all of your directories, and that all of that data is the exact same across your location specific landing pages and each of the directories that these locations are on. If your name, address, and phone data is different across your location specific landing page to any of these directories, then Google is going to say, hey, the information on this page isn't correct. Something's not adding up. And they're actually going to de-rank you on SEO, and people won't be able to find you, which is something you don't want. So the most important part is just having correct name, address, and phone data on these location specific landing pages. You also want to have a booking functionality and booking button, right? So on this location specific landing page, you want to say book appointment now, and then you can bring them into your booking software where they can schedule an appointment, right? So most of the people who schedule an appointment will show up to become a new patient. However, not all of them will. And so what you need to do is you need to add in nurture emails or lifecycle marketing. And essentially, what this looks like is 48 hours. I guess what this looks like is right when somebody books, you send them an email and text saying, hey, thank you for booking. Here is your appointment with this doctor at this address. 48 hours, you want to send them, another email just reminding them of the appointment and also sharing with them some of the things they need to do or know before they come in to visit. And then 24 hours, you want to send an email and text just to remind them. Also, in these emails and texts, you want to make it easy to rebook. So that way people, do rebook rather than just ghost you and don't show up for their appointment, right? So this nurture sequence will increase conversion rate. And if you double your conversion rate from people who book into people who actually get into chairs, you're essentially doubling the number of patients that you have. So like this nurture sequence can be huge and provide massive results that really change the nature of your business and allow you to scale much faster. Okay, so once somebody becomes a new patient, you want to successfully treat them, you want to discharge them, and then once they're discharged and they're speaking highly of you, you want to wait a little bit and reactivate these patients. So essentially what a reactivation could look like is it could be, a text message 3 to 6 months later saying, hey, how is treatment X, Y, and Z? Or are you feeling better? Just re-engage this patient, allow them to start speaking to you. And through that communication, you can sell them or offer more services. Hey, would you actually like to, have phase 2 of this treatment? And essentially, some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no, but you're going to be able to reactivate or bring back to life patients who really weren't even considering seeing you again, right? So, after you discharge them with delight, 3 to 6 months later, you want to, reactivate them, re-engage them, and then they book a new appointment, you successfully treat them again, and then you can do it over and over and over again. Where a lot of medical practices miss the mark is increasing customer lifetime value and bringing people back into the location, right? So you want to make sure that you have the technology and the stuff in place in order to reactivate these patients. So that way you can increase the lifetime value of these customers and ultimately grow your revenue. And then the influx of new customers along with the re-engagement of old customers is really just going to make your business explode in terms of the number of patients that you get in. Another thing that you want to do is, 3 to 6 months in, right? if your patient's happy and they don't have anything that they need treated anymore, then you could also direct this conversation to asking for referrals, see if they know anybody that could use your services or, needs to treat something that is within your wheelhouse, right? And essentially through that, you can ask for more referrals, which brings in new patients and successfully brings people back through this whole funnel, right? So there's two main goals here with your digital ecosystem. One is to bring in new patients, and then two is to constantly be re-engaging and re-treating or reworking with your existing patients, right? So if you can increase the lifetime value of your current patients as well as bring in new patients, you're just going to have a lot more revenue and your medical practice is going to be much more profitable and larger. I think another thing to add in here that may not be in this flow chart is getting reviews, right? Maybe that fits in the retention and reactivation. But essentially, after you treat a patient, you want to send them an email asking them for feedback, right? On a scale of 1 to 5, zero, I mean, 1 star or 5 star. And if they give you 5 stars, then you want to ask them to also leave you a review on whichever review site you choose. Maybe that's Google Reviews, maybe that's Healthgrades, maybe that's Yelp, right? But you should direct the patients to just one platform because they're probably only going to leave one review. And you want to be the best on a single review platform as opposed to being, third best on three, right? So it's better to have 1,000 reviews on Healthgrades or 1,000 reviews on, Google My Business or 1,000 5-star reviews on Yelp than just having 300 across each and not really sticking out, right? So if you're the best on one platform, you're just going to get a lot more people who trust you and reach out to you. The number one listing on any of these platforms is worth way more than the third listing on all three of these platforms. So in a nutshell, this is everything you need to do in order to grow your business digitally. I hope this was valuable. If you want access to this chart, it'll be in the description below. Please feel free to leave any questions and hope to chat with you soon.